Greetings. So the fact that you're watching this video is great because it means you really want to know about cold emails. And that's what this video is going to be about. Might be a little bit unstructured, but I'm just going to give you most of my knowledge and try to squeeze it into like 10 minutes or so. And let's see how the algorithm works with it. And yeah, I don't really. The benefit of listening to my videos is it's not impacted by the algorithm because I still don't fully understand it. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So cold emails. The first thing is this channel and now podcast as well is mostly about email marketing for e-commerce stores, which often comes up as a question on some sales calls or some conversations with some clients who have the tendency to buy lists in B2C e-commerce. Now, if you are a supplier and I don't know, you're a distributor of some kind of, I don't know, some sort of products, right? You're in wholesale. This might be okay, but B2C, like if you have a jewelry or fashion brand and then you buy the list of someone else and you send it in most countries, that's going to be illegal. So that's going to be, it's called an anti-spam laws, like Can Spam Act in the US. It's actually even more serious in the EU. In Europe, you're not even like, I'm sending cold emails, right? But for example, you're limited to one abandoned cart email in Germany, for example. This is for like e-commerce people who have opted in. Okay. Like that's what you're allowed in terms of like action triggered automated email. So no, please don't buy lists if you are a B2C e-commerce brand. So like you sell directly to consumers. Um, there are tools like retention.com, for example, which help you to collect more email addresses. Yes, I am affiliated with retention.com. Should that stop you from giving it a go? Probably not. I would say this makes the most sense if you make consistently above 100, 200K per month. Just in terms of pricing perspective, they tend to charge based on like revenue share and all of that good stuff. But basically, they use site data. This is very, and I'm paraphrasing their legal and, I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice, okay? And I'm not saying that this is fully legal and that you absolutely must do it. I'm not saying any of those things, but basically, if you get a lot of site data and you get a lot of traffic, then they find a way to get people opted into your email list without having to go through all of this legal hoops of accepting marketing and all of that good stuff, but in a pretty legal way, in my current understanding. So, and yes, I'm not a lawyer, but yeah, that's just a quick like introduction into like growing your list, and that's like kind of like the ecom specific side of things. But in terms of like cold email, like if you're watching this video because you want to send cold emails, and you're not a B2C e-commerce brand, then you might want to look at a tool like Instantly, for example. And Instantly, so this is my actual dashboard. A lot of this data is not totally up to date because Instantly has a weird pricing where you have to delete your campaigns and you have to delete some of your leads because you can only have a certain amount of leads at some point in time on your account, which means that you're going to lose that data. But you can, anyway, it's a long story, but I actually sent more than this in the last 12 months. But, and yeah, also in the last few weeks, I've turned off, for example, open tracking and click tracking because it hurts your deliverability and how often you get into the inbox. But yeah, this is just a very introductory video into cold emails. I will make more specific ones. If you would like me to cover a certain topic, please send that as a comment anywhere, whether you're like on YouTube or like listening to this on Apple Podcasts or anywhere like this. Um, so let's talk about cold emails. So I tried 1,000 different ways of doing cold email, and what it comes down to is two things: the quality of your list and the quality of your offer. if you're using instantly.com, and then all of the rest of the pieces will come into place. Knowing all of these details will come into place, like if you have those two in. So if you have a really good list, usually the more you pay for a list, the better you will perform. So for example, I use built with, or store leads, for example, which is a good source of leads. Like that was one of my first questions. I've been doing this for like 7-8 years. Oh yeah, that's something I forgot to mention. Why should you listen to me? So yeah, I closed over six figures in like cold email generated leads for high ticket services. And yeah, I've just been doing it for 7 years. I tried Lemlist as well, which is more expensive and also worse than Instantly. I am not affiliated to Instantly, but I should be. So I think I will reach out to their partners team, because I think I make a lot of introductions for them. Yeah, in my opinion, this is the best cold email tool at the moment. They can do like email setup for you as well. So like if you want to add a new one, there's all of this, like don't do it, please don't do it yourself, because you have to do IMAP, SMTP settings, all of this weird stuff. Just have them set it up. It's actually cost either the same or less than if you use like G Suite, for example. Less headaches. And yes, I'm not affiliated to them once again. So this cold email stuff, by the way, is relevant to pretty much everyone who's not a B2C e-commerce store. So if you are a B2C e-commerce store, you can stop watching this video right now and just not buy a list. You don't have to use Instantly. You can use Klaviyo. Don't buy a list, okay, if you're a B2C e-commerce store, and stop watching this video. Maybe watch my other videos, which will show up somewhere, maybe on the side, and watch those. Okay, like that was it for you. If you don't have a B2C e-commerce brand and you want to send cold emails, whether it be a coaching program, or you are an agency too, or you are indeed a B2B physical products supplier or wholesaler, then this is relevant for you. So um, use the instantly done for you email setup. It's great. And in terms of metrics, really tough for me to tell you like ideal open rates and all of those things. The most important thing, it's actually not even the open rate. It's like kind of like the bounce rate and things of that nature. So, for example, I use a tool called Million Verifier. This one, it's surprisingly expensive, by the way, to verify your email addresses, but it's totally worth it, because otherwise, even if you buy a pretty expensive list from, let's say, store leads, whoops, obviously all of my, okay, yeah, like this platform, for example, for e-commerce data. And also, if you're a podcast listener, so I'm on Stories app, and I don't think I've shown anything so far that you needed to see. So continue listening, please. um, Sorry. So even if you buy from a super legit company like this one, a list, you still need to verify those emails, okay? Because otherwise, you're going to have a 10 to 20% bounce rate, which is going to kill your deliverability and kill how often you get into the inbox, all right? This is something I found out firsthand. Just get Million Verifier, or I think there's another one called Bouncer. The two are pretty much identical, so I just tend to use this one. And they're going to share with you like two types of data. There's going to be like good leads in the green zone, and there are leads that are like probably okay to send to, but in my experience, that's not even good enough. So only select the green ones. So in my experience, if you buy a list from Store Leads or Built With, or even what's the name of that other like really big email tool, Apollo, even if you have a list from them, and Apollo is, by the way, a pretty good way, and also instantly has the lead like search function, but I just don't have the best, like I think it's better to get like a industry specific one. So if you're in e-commerce, Store Leads or Built With, something like that, and yeah, then verify the list. Or if you're in another niche, if you're super beginner, maybe you could use the, and you're really like, I think it's good to like really research it, to like um, get high quality email list in, I don't know, coaching niche, or I don't know what other niches are out there, like local businesses, like brick and mortar stores, I don't know, something like that. And if you don't find something like store list that is like really specific for like e-commerce store data, then maybe you could consider the instantly one. I think Apollo might be better. But I think the instantly guys are really, really leaning in and really doing a great job. So those are the ones I would consider, and then verify your email list once again, to avoid a really high bounce rate. Because after that, like if you start getting into the spam folder, you might as well just kill that email account and just create a new one. It takes about 21 to 30 days to warm up an email domain. For example, if you use this instantly done for you service, and yeah, after that you can send your emails. I would recommend starting with like 30 emails per day if you're doing cold emails for one email domain. Okay, so like let's say if you buy the domain, I don't know, e-commerce emailmastery.com, which I think already exists. I think it's another podcast. um E-commerce emailmastery.co, right? Maybe that doesn't exist. Then you maybe can have like three accounts in there, like info at, hello at, contact at ecommercemastery.co. And from each email domain, I would recommend sending about like 30. Instantly recommends like up to 50, or maybe like up to 40 in some cases. But I just really like to be on the super safe side when it comes to cold email. And if you have a really good deliverability, then you can, go up to like 40. I don't really like to go above 40 personally. I just didn't really have good experiences with that. Beautiful thing about instantly is, I feel like this is an advert for instantly. I should really get affiliated to them. Is you get all of the responses here, so you don't need to check all of these different email domains for, who has replied to me out of, for example, I have 20 email domains. Okay, I'm not going to check that, and I'm not going to pay someone to check that. Like instantly, you have them here, and you can set up a connection to Slack, where Slack gets like if you have an integration, then you can have like a Slack channel that's like instantly positive replies, and you can only get notified when you get a positive reply, and then you can just reply to that. And that has worked pretty well. And in terms of the offer, so the best offer we ran so far is, hey, we have a podcast, do you want to join as the next guest? Which doesn't sell anything. It's the friendliest offer we've ever created. And we were trying to sell on the back end, but to be honest, I didn't have the best experiences because I just felt like I was like being a little bit sneaky or something like that. So I like to be a little bit more upfront. So in another niche, for example, like meta ads, the best ones that I've seen were, hey, we will run your ads, performance based, so you don't pay any. There's a setup fee, but they actually don't mention that. But that campaign performed great, but I know that they had issues on the sales calls, because in the sales calls, like there will be, by the way, there's a 6K setup fee, which clients didn't really like as much. But yeah, I don't know, I like to be more upfront than that. So yeah, I didn't want to make this video like a much longer. I will make, this is a very like introductory, but I think I made it quite specific too. If I missed anything, and yeah, after that, after all of these things are done, write good copy. The copy, honestly, it's not even that important. Okay, like if it's like short, to the point, you get the message across, like, hey, uh, I subscribe to your, or like I noticed you're using, okay, what's a good one without telling you exactly what I wrote. Oh yeah, there's a Jones approach, for example. The Jones effect, like the Jones is, it's the neighbor whose grass is always greener, like he always has a hotter wife, whatever. Hey, I noticed you're also in the home decor niche. I recently helped another home decor brand get 44% extra revenue from email marketing. Uh, do you think it would make sense to talk about how I could do the same for your brand? And then because we did it for a competitor, then that makes them want it more. And then the offer is the call right there. I like to offer something like more free, like a free Okay, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but a free something. Like, try to find a way if you can offer something for free that actually has value, and try to make it something that's like other people wouldn't do, but it's quite specific for them. So those would be my input for cold email campaigns. Please like and subscribe. I love you. If you got this far in the video, are you kidding me? Like, you're gonna be so rich, I swear to God. All right, this is it. Like, subscribe, all of that, and have a great rest of your day, man, or girl. Ciao.